Okay, happy Thursday. We got a video for a set that I really, my bad. I really should have pushed this hard when I had it. I was a fan of it. I have a son, things happen. It's my problem, it's not yours. I failed to do my job, which is to put out, especially the ones that are really good, and give you notice and let you know that it's something that you should consider. The EPZ 530 is a very good set. It definitely should have got a video at the time, and I can't recall exactly what happened, but it wasn't anything related to the set or me thinking that it's not that or it's too bright. No, it had nothing to do with that. I can't even cite what it was. If you're interested in this set, go ahead and comment below. The one that's in the unboxing channel was already went to I believe a commenter. I don't think that went to a Patreon. I think that went to a commenter, which means that this would be the second one that would go to a commenter. And I just announced the winner over there of another giveaway. So if you go comment under the unbox on that channel and are subscribed there, and if you happen to be a subscriber here and comment under here to qualify, you could get this exceptional set that looks beautiful. Let's look at it for a second. It's stabilized wood. It comes in green or like a maple color. It's got a very nice cable on it. You can switch the termination. It's got nice tips. It comes in a nice case. It's a very nice presentation. And also, by the way, it contains all branded drivers. And all of the drivers are Sonian drivers. I'm personally a fan of Sonian. In an era... Oh, I'm sorry. This was incredibly easy to load for some reason. This is the only MP3 album out of 2,000 albums on my J-River app. But I gotta hear it now. I'll update it when I get the vinyl. Let me drop it down there. So we got all Sonian drivers in here. Stabilized wood, nice presentation. It's coming in at $500, 5BA. I think at its price range, it is something you should definitely consider. Let's take a look at the frequency response graph. You can see that the sub-bass, mid-bass, and mids is something along the lines of like a Twilight by Soft Ears, kind of like that. It reminds me of that without going and looking at it. Not elevated in the sub-bass, and with mid-bass kind of going into the mids. Not a lot, but doing it. It's also balanced armatures, so it's not going to have the potential issue with what sounds like slow low end because of the drivers of low quality. BAs, that's kind of where they excel. They don't suffer from that with low frequency hits because of extension, because of a motor structure that is a voice coil magnet diaphragm type, which may have issues with deep drops depending on the quality of the material used to stiffen the PET mylar diaphragm. This is where BAs actually do well. I think the tuning of this is good. The low end comes through good. The ear gain is a little bit abrupt, but that's just because I'm looking at it compared to my own personal preference target. And then it's got some energy in the upper mids and it goes all the way off. Let's go ahead and talk about some music. Actually, let's look at the set. You can't see this, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. I apologize that I didn't do my video when I should have done it, which is several months ago. This is, whoever said this is a really good set, yeah, I will co-sign that. Here's the BAs right here. I think I should have put a picture up already. Go ahead and drop that. Let's talk about the low end. Big Boy Kill Jill, GNX, Squabble Up, Papa Song by Tupac, stuff with lots of low end, 808 type roll-in drops. This does it fine, actually, even though it's balanced armatures. The low end goes good on the 808 hits. If you are a bass head and you want to plug in stuff, put it in your ear and just go through your playlist, this isn't a bass head set. Obviously, by looking at the graphs are just tonal indications. Some sets could maybe do it. This set is good for the low end, but it's not a bass head set. It doesn't slam, and that's a combo of the tuning and also the driver type that's being used, but I didn't find it to be something that I'm a fan of it, so I'm totally okay. Am I coping? Not at all, really. I'm thinking as I speak that I should say, because I'm a bass head, that balanced armatures seem to not do the same as dynamic drivers. Then again, there's Camper, and there's the whole new wave of BAs that are seeming to really do what DDs do and then not do the mid penalty. So there's that. The 4-string bass guitars, the pulls, the plucks, the releases, the ringing of the string. Please Do Not Go by the Violent Femmes. Sneakin' Sally Through the Alley by Robert Palmer. Dire Straits, Sultan to Swing. Tracks like that that I listen to. The bass line sounds great. Remember, bass guitar it's called bass guitar, but it actually goes across the entire spectrum, and all of it impacts the overall quality of that instrument. It sounds great. It's not overly emphasized. It doesn't bloom into the vocals. As we get into the kick drum by John Bonham, which is off of the 4th album by Led Zeppelin, it's a track called When the Levee Breaks. Boom, tsh, boom, 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 tsh. It's supposed to sound iconic and authoritative. It's a bass drum, kick drum. There are times where something tuned like this or a little bit less might sound simply like a kick drum. That might sound strange to you. This is an emphasized, produced kick drum, and it sounds like that, and it's why it's a famous and iconic 50 years later talked about. And people teach how to do it online because people that want to be drummers, it's one of the first things they want to try to learn how to do because it's fairly simple. This comes through fine. It doesn't seem to be lacking at all. That might be due to the area in the mid bass that is not really cut or that swoop that you usually see. That little bit of extra energy is maybe like a compensation. It's not a dynamic driver, but it's filling in there nice, and it does that instrument well. So the rhythm section is fine. As we get into the mids, we're talking about vocals. Chris Cornell, Lane Staley, Nina doing the cover of Blondie Heart of Glass is always referred to, so that you can always refer to other videos to compare what I said to the last time I said it. That's why I use the same tracks all the time. There was a PC Magazine or someplace online that used to use a track called Silent Shout. I don't know who that is. I don't know what that track is, but I liked that they always used the same track when they referred to the low end. It must be the autism in my head, but that seemed like if you're going to talk about a song, just keep going with it. Use the same one again, because sometimes it'll sound good, sometimes it won't. If you bounce around, it's apples to oranges, to my brain anyway. So these vocals sound good. The concern that you would think is that female vocals, maybe because of the extra warmth in the mid bass relative to what is before it, which is the sub bass, and what follows, which is the mids, that there might be a little bit of overheating or warmth. I didn't pick up that at all. I thought that vocals sounded excellent. Nina, for example, Stevie Nicks on the Rumors album. I listened to Luther from the GNX album, which is SZA and Kendrick. I thought it sounded amazing. I listened to that last night. Vocal harmonics are fine. I think that this is a really, really mid-centric, vocal-centric set. People say vocal-centric a lot, and they're really saying mid-centric. This is why I always do mids and I do vocals, and it's really the same thing. I think if you really love your vocals, this is a set that you should definitely listen to. The Sonian BAs. Now, we're going to get into the harmonics and overtones, and I'm talking about lots of stuff. I'm talking about everything, but I'm talking about cymbals, rides, crashes. I'm talking about guitars, electric and acoustic, with or without distortion pedals. I'm talking about things like keyboards, with the citation being the ELO Greatest Hits album, which is just a very energetic and in-your-face in all kinds of ways. The way the vocals are produced and pushed up, the way everything sounds like it's up in your face, sounds like a loudness wars. Modern type of recording when it's actually not. On Good Gear, that is an amazing album. Mr. Blue Sky, all of that's a telephone line. On inferior gear, it sounds horrible and you can't listen to it very long. On this set, it sounds amazing. Sonian BAs are awesome. It's my bias and it's partly placebo, but I absolutely love them, and this is why I'm not a fan of this year's slide under a bunch of brands that you've never heard of, including custom BAs, and charging $200, $249, $300 and $350 with custom BAs. That means that they're probably Belsings or variants, and that means that they're very affordable to manufacture, and that means that their margins, and you think, well, this is $250, that's a really good price for a set that looks this real nice and comes with this cable. They saved a lot of money on the drivers because they don't have to pay the money that they usually pay for a Knowles or a Sonian. They're literally saving money right in front of you and not telling you anything. You can't go check out white papers. You can't see where that balanced armature is even really supposed to be. You can't do anything. It's a total trust us, bro. And then when you listen to it, you can pick it up. And I'm going to give you an example. There's a collaboration set that was done with custom BAs. And a lot of people said, myself, Resolve, and others, that there's something in the treble that is stepping out. And it's not in the graph, it's just stepping out. That is a set that contains custom balanced armatures. You can hear it. If you can't enjoy, it's not ignorance, but if that's the bliss, then I'm happy for you. I can pick it up. I don't think the phenomenon of trying to do custom BAs and sticking it in there in sets that are anything other than budget. If you do that with budget, fine. If you're doing that with anything over $100, $200, I want to know what brand is in there. And if it's a Chinese company that's trying to compete with Knowles and Sonian, why don't you just name the drivers and then start talking about them in a positive way, let people agree with you or disagree, and then develop the name instead of calling them custom balanced armatures. I'm sorry to turn this into a rant, but I bought a set called the D62 to give a set a legit shot, and it sounds like fucking ass. And then I went to look at what the drivers are, and they're custom drivers. Oh my God, I'm shocked. And then I looked at that seller's site, and that's like a phenomenon that's going on right now. I'll tell you right now, as a person that has a close connection with Linsol, if they start putting out a bunch of sets with Trust Us Bro drivers, I'm not going to be a part of the push behind that. I'm not telling you to buy stuff where I can't even get to the background and say, what actually is that right there? It's custom. I know. Custom of what? Like, I could find out. And if they're not going to tell me, I'm not going to push that on you without saying that right up front. So that's crazy. There's a lot of liberties being taken in this year. Fat Frequency with the Deuce and the way that they've treated their customers has been abhorrent. I haven't seen anything like it in 10 years. Everybody trolls KZ for their customer service or the way that they behave. I think what Fat Frequency has done, and where do you begin? There's how many sets have snapped? How many people have had an order out for 3 months and then they canceled the order and then they got tracking right after they tried to cancel and get their money back? Just think of every shady thing that you could do that company's done. And there's no sorries for it. I got a mail from them explaining a situation, but that has nothing to do with customer service. It's total BS. So you've got companies that are treating customer service like it's an option, like they can do it or they can't do it, and fuck you, by the way. No, double fuck you, by the way. And they're sticking drivers of, so we all know what Knowles are, we all know what Sonian are, they've been in the hobby for 10 years, and now we're really pushing this custom driver because it's cheaper for the manufacturer. And they've got a bunch of simps and glazers that are going to tell you that there's no difference and it sounds fine. BS, total BS. I should do a video all about that and tell you the sets that I can pick it up. And some of them are collabs, some of them are sets that have been promoted well. But oddly, the pick out is the same among people that seem to have, I don't really care what companies think about me. All of those people seem to pick out the same things. You can hear it. You're getting hustled. This is the 530. This contains all Sonians. There are 5 of them. That's a company that's been around for a long time. They have good QA. Do you understand what QA is? That's quality assurance. That is all the factors in play before a product goes out the door. Customer service is after you've gotten it, and then how they take care of you. So when people say, oh, they got bad, QC, quality control. Oh, that company's got bad quality control because their drivers fail. No, that's QA. The checks before something leaves is QA. The only reason that Chi-Fi in this hobby calls that QC is because people started to do it and parrot it. In business, it's called QA. Quality assurances are the things that are in place to assure assurances that the thing that is being produced is in line with others. That if you're making something, all of them, all 100 or all 1,000 or all 10,000 or all 1 million are the same thing. They're all being produced by humans or machines in the same exact way and manners with all the checks. And then they go out the door to do what they're supposed to do. all the things that are done to make sure that that happens correctly are QA. It's not QC. QC is what happens after it gets into your hands. That's quality control. It's a different thing. I'll let you go. The EPZ 530, should I edit this and just cut that all out? I think I'm just going to let it go. I don't care. I really don't like this whole custom BA thing coming along and everybody just kind of watching it like it's not a big deal. It's a big deal. They're increasing their margins and they're making it look like they're selling better deals to you when they're actually selling you garbage that was in $50 sets 2 years ago, but they're putting it in $250 and $500 sets now with a higher driver count, but with the same budget custom Trust Us drivers that were in $50, $30 sets a year and 2 years ago. It's got to stop. People got to start talking about this because it's not cool at all. 530 by EPZ. Absolutely outstanding set. EPZ, if you see this video after, I don't know if you'd get through that rant I just did, you really did a nice job with this. I don't know how you did with sales. If you do something like this in the future where you use all Sonians or you do anything like this where I can say that these drivers are known, you can check it out at your leisure on the internet. There are white papers listed by Sonian. Just got to find it. You can see which driver is supposed to go where, how it's intended to be used versus how it's being implemented in the set that you're buying. You can do your due diligence before you purchase the set. If you, EPZ, do this in the future, go ahead and send me a set. I'd be glad to listen to it. I might like it. I might not like it. But I appreciate the like a computer, like anything that I buy. What chip is inside there? What op amps are inside there? What I want to know. It's my right. I'm paying for this stuff. Let's go 2024, almost 2025, and it's like the hustles. It's like a backward hustle. No. I'm not promoting stuff that is no. Very nice. Comment below this video if you're interested in this set. Absolutely sounds amazing. The harmonics are great. The vocals, it's a mid-centric set. The bass is great for the rhythm section. It's good enough for hip-hop. It's not a bass head set. Love it. Love the cable. Love the whole thing. Comment below. This will be sent out to somebody. You got to be a supporter and subscriber of this channel and the unbox, and comment under that one. And also this video. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in about 2 days. Sorry for the rant, but yeah, I'm not sorry. I'm going to do it more, actually. And I'm out.